Today we are looking at the Brooks Hyperion Elite 3. This is my first experience, or proper experience, of super shoes and carbon plated shoes, and this is Brooks's first iteration of their top tier carbon plated race shoe. Doesn't seem to get a lot of press or noise in comparison to Nike's offerings or Saucony's offerings, so I thought I would go get myself a pair, give them a try and see if the carbon platedness is worth the fluff. Firstly, the upper of the Brooks is a kind of fly knit sort of upper of a meshy type thing. It kind of feels a little bit rough on the outside, but in a way that would help with durability and longevity of it. It's not particularly stretchy, so you can get a really good tight lockdown on them, which is really good. The heel counter is particularly nice in my opinion. It's quite padded and quite comfortable for a racing shoe or lightweight shoe. A lot of shoes seem to lose padding and lose comfort to save weight. So for me, the Brooks is ideal when it comes to a heel counter. I get a good firm lockdown, no slippage on the heel. On the other side of that is the tongue. The tongue, personally, I don't know what they were thinking really. It's thin, like you'd expect, but it's just too short. My laces are just literally coming across the top of the tongue. I just feel that if it went up another 5 mil, it would just help give that better protection from your foot from the laces. On the laces side, they're kind of brilliant, but annoying at the same time. They're flat laces, but with little, I don't know how you best describe it. I'll put a picture up so you can see. So basically the noggins on the side of the laces pull through the holes and designed so they don't come loose. Now, part of this is brilliant. They do not come loose. You tighten them up, tie them in a knot, they do not come undone. I don't need to double knot the shoes, and you can get a really good lockdown on them. The downside is you can't loosen them off very easy, you can't free them off, and to try and take your shoes off is just a bit of a pain because the laces don't move the other way either. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to live with these laces or we'll see. So that's about it as far as the upper is concerned, other than the fit. I wear my normal true to fit size, which is 11. I do find they have adequate forefoot room for my foot to spray and to give space. So the midsole, bottom half of the shoe, it is obviously a carbon plated designer shoe. I don't know what shape, it doesn't make much difference to me. It's in there, definitely in there, you can feel it. The stack is fairly high stack, but it's definitely lower than other brands that I've looked at. The midsole on these shoes is Brooks's proprietary foam, which is encased with a carbon fibre plate inside it, and then you have a few very thin and very narrow strips of outsole, which is standard these days in any sort of racing shoe designed to try and keep the weight down while still providing some durability and grip. At the moment, I kind of see that this is perfectly fine. As much as I like to see a full sole, I understand the purpose for not doing it. Time will tell if that holds up, but at the moment it seems to be wearing fine. Will give air a caution straight away. Wet weather conditions, terrible shoe. Maybe it's just the type of roads I've got around here or pavements or where I've been running, but when it gets wet, there's definite lack of traction and grip. They feel quite slippery. I do find the first few runs in them, combined with a carbon plate, very firm. Like it has spring, you can feel the spring and the effectiveness of the plate, but a very firm underfoot. I was a little bit disappointed to start with because I thought that's a bit of a marathon shoe, it's a bit comfy. And it is comfy, and it has softened out a bit. Now I've got, say, 50 miles in, it's softened out a bit, or I've got used to it, probably a bit of both. Now it's fine. It gives you good level of cushioning and propulsion, but it's not soft and cushy. which I guess is, again, it's a purpose of a shoe. I wouldn't say they're the most comfortable shoes from that point of view, but they do work very well. They encourage you to up the tempo, and once you've had a few runs in, you get used to that plated feel, which is a little odd, I will say. They do help you propel you forward. You can feel that sort of eagerness and keenness to run fast. And although I've found that personally, I don't run any faster in them when I do my other road shoes, I find it's less effort to run at the same pace. And I find I'm running further at the same pace with less effort. So the efficiency of these shoes is definitely, for me, the noticeable factor. So far, I'm liking them. Definitely not a daily trainer. You definitely need something a bit more forgiving on your feet, in my opinion, for a daily. But as a race shoe, spot on. Haven't had a chance to actually do any races as such, other than park runs and stuff, in them. So I'm looking forward to getting some, you know, maybe some fast 10Ks in there and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see, when pushed hard, how fast they can take you over like a standard sort of daily non-plated shoe. So that's my first thoughts and opinions. Any thoughts, opinions, views, or anything I blatantly missed, do drop a comment in below. I'll do my best to help out. And once I've done my marathon and a few other races, I'll report back to see how they're holding up and if I still think they're worth the money. Thank you for your time. Enjoy.